Welcome back, everyone, for more Santa Lucia. So last time, Ben is coping really hard because he realized that he's just one of many hookups for Bryan because he's not interested in anything serious, and Ben is coping. But hey, he did go to the fraternity and the frat house, and he had a really nice time with Kane, and honestly, Kane seems really sweet. I'm curious to see where that goes. Probably not always in the best direction, but let's hope. Then at the towards the end, I know Russell invited Zach and Ben out to the boardwalk, and it was kind of a nice time. Ben and Russell had more of a heart-to-heart moment, and all three of them get to vibe out to the concert, and it was really neat, and I really liked last episode. Sorry again for the long hiatus. I'm just gonna be forthright about it. I was falling into another depression pit. So and I'm currently climbing out of that. So I want to get back into recording more and do what I promised myself, and that was to record more this year and get these projects going. So I do apologize. I hope everyone had a good New Year, and I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. Yeah. Not a whole lot's going on in the world right now, I suppose. Let's continue. I slowly make my way through the required reading for Fresh Sum tomorrow. Ugh. The essay I have to write on it is a doozy. The old English used here is so obtuse and flowery. It's hard for me to even figure out what's being said. Good thing I have my favorite streamer on screen in my periphery to keep me sane. My ears twitch when the generally unpleasant sound of my phone ringtone reaches them. I quickly reach over and check to see who's calling. Huh? That's certainly unexpected. Hello? Ben, hi! It's your mentor, Chris. I have to move the phone away slightly from my ear in response. Oh, hey Chris, what's up? I notice I'm unconsciously fidgeting my foot now. It's not that I don't like him, it's just I'm kind of in the middle of something, Nothing much. I just wanted to check in on you and see how things are going. How are you doing? Blah. I roll my eyes and do my best not to cross with him. Yeah, I'm doing fine enough, just working on that essay for Fresh Sum. That's good. And also... His voice gets quieter for some reason. That's not quite what I meant. What do you mean, then? Well, you see... Mentors are expected to check in periodically with each of their mentees to make sure they're staying on track with their academics. I'm telling you I'm on top of things, though. Gah! I can practically see his expression from here. Unfortunately, I need to do the evaluation in person. I'm sorry to spring this on you at the last minute, Ben. I totally forgot I had to do them, and the write-ups are due tomorrow. Are you serious right now? Yes. Do you think you can meet me at the street cafe in about a half hour? My break's coming up, and I should be able to fit in a meeting then. I gently place the book on my bed and take a deep breath before I go apeshit on Chris. Ben, are you still there? Yeah, I'll be there. I suppose I could use a breather from this dense marble wall of an article. Not a bad idea. Thank you for agreeing to this, Ben. I have to go. My boss is looking at me funny now. Right, okay. Wouldn't want to be a lazy ass, would you? You don't think I'm lazy, do you? It was a joke, Chris. Get back to work, dude. Oh, sorry. I'll see you soon, then. See you soon. And with that, I tap the hang up button and place the phone on my desk. That was definitely short notice. My mind wanders back to yesterday at the park. My various conversations I've had with Russell this week. I'm starting to think Chris might actually need the help when it comes to this mentorship thing. It would be nice to get Russell and Chris to reconcile. You know, like paying forward what Zach did for me and Russell. Maybe I could use this meeting with Chris to my advantage. I close the lid of my laptop and slip out of my pajamas. I wasn't planning on leaving the room this early, but plans do change. After putting on some comfortable street clothes, I pack up whatever things I think I might need for this meeting and head out the door. I finish up the last bite of my turkey avocado sandwich as I sit across from the Aussie, awkwardly taking notes on what I say. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying our lab sessions. Why don't you tell me more about your other classes? What about them? I'm taking world literature, drawing, and journalism. Let's start with world literature. I know I had fun in that class when I took it. I shrug my shoulders. It's alright, I guess. I think I'm getting a high B or a low A in it. Helps I'm taking the class with Nate. And that the professor is hot. That's why the orientation team tries their hardest to make sure students end up in the same classes as others in their mentorship group. Helps students retention. It helps student retention when they already know someone before things even start. Yeah, that makes sense. Taking drawing with Carlos and journalism with Bryan, so I'd say they did a good job, all things considered. The only one I don't have class with is Karina, funny enough. Besides Fresh Sem, of course. That's too bad. I wonder if she had a class with any of the others. I continue on describing how I'm doing in the rest of my classes. I'm not sure what exactly he is evaluating, but if it helps him not get fired, then I'll do my part. Eventually, we reach a natural lull in the meeting, presumably because Chris ran out of questions he needed to ask. He mutters something under his breath as he writes away in his handy little notepad. Got everything you need? Yes, this should be plenty. Thank you for doing this on such a short notice, Ben. Have you been able to meet with anyone else yet? Just Carlos so far. I ran into him in the hall this morning, so that was convenient. As for the others, well, I'm going to try and cram them in later this afternoon. Good luck with that, dude. Take a sip of my soda. I've got nothing better to do right now besides that assignment for Fresh Sem. I think I'm down with procrastinating a bit more on it. How much longer is your break? About 15 more minutes. Why? I lean back in my chair and smile. We can just hang out if you'd like. Really? You want to hang out with me? He gets really excited at the prospect for some reason. I'm sure, why not? Wouldn't hurt to get to know you better. And this time we're not running a marathon. That's true. I take a moment to think about how to broach the topic I want to talk about. So, was a big surprise to see you at Zach's party Wednesday. It wasn't too weird, was it? Just a little after that speech you gave about boundaries or some shit earlier that day. Right, yeah. It was Shay's idea. She wanted to make sure Zach wasn't spending his birthday alone. That's very sweet of her. Too bad I don't think she's aware of how uncomfortable Zach is around Chris. Speaking of, I've never really figured out why that's the case. The enigma that Zachariah Harris will never cease to amaze me. Wasn't too awkward being around Russell again? Oh, we didn't say a word to each other that night. At least not in private. Are you serious? I shake my head in disappointment. I get Russell being too proud for that, but you? It's not that simple, Ben. Those pictures I took. Yeah, they ruined his life. But he's still here despite everything, is he not? Look, I'm not going to be a hypocrite this time and guilt you into talking to him. Hell, I was basically pushed into it by myself by Zach. But it really helped clear the air between me and him. Things might be a little more complicated than everyone thinks, is all I'm saying. Just give him a chance to tell his side of the story sometime, okay? Yeah, you're probably right. But I can't do it. Huh? He hates me, I'm sure he does. It's all because I was taking pictures for the yearbook. Yeah, it really sounds like he doesn't believe the rumors either. Still, why has he gone along with it for as long as he has? You're probably just psyching yourself out, man. I'll think about it. My job could be on the line, you know. That's what got him worried? Being associated with Russell? Got the freshman he's dating under the table? Man, speaking of the enigmatic brains of USL. Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, right. I'm gonna let this slide. I think I understand why Zach didn't tell me Russell would be at his party now. Sometimes you just need to give someone a little push. Or a swift kick in the ass. Say, I should probably get going. I've got that assignment for Fresh Sem I still need to work on. Oh, if you need any help, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. Took the bait just like a chump. I love how predictable Chris can be. Really? Awesome. Great to hear. I'm going to try to be done with everything by around 7 tonight. Would you mind coming by my room to look it over then? Sure. I should be done with all these evaluations around that time, too. Perfect. Sounds like a date, then. A date?! I smirk while packing up my things and slipping my backpack over my shoulders. It's a figure of speech, dude. Oh! I'll catch you later, then. I wave goodbye to the Aussie as I suddenly give him a sign. His boss is staring at him. Goodbye, Ben! Well, that went better than I expected. I've got one half of the equation solved. Now I need to get to set up the other. Once I'm confident I'm out of earshot of the cafe, I pull out my phone and call a certain lion. Sup, dude? Hey, Russell. Sorry, I'm interrupting sorry if I'm interrupting anything. Don't worry about it. If it's a choice between the fap top and talking to my kohai, I'll take my kohai any day. Ew, that's so gross, man. Everyone masturbates, kid. Don't act like you don't do it. My cheeks flare up at his insinuation. Guess I'm getting a bit more than I bargained for on this one. So, what's up? I, was just calling to see if you'd like to, if you'd be down to help me out with a fresh SEM assignment tonight. The old English is really kicking my ass. Hell yeah, I can. I'm down to hang out whenever. What time? I should be done with my first draft around 7 or so. Think you can be there? Of course. I'm looking forward to it. Great. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later then. See you, dude. With that, all the pieces fall into place. I wonder if this is how it felt like for Zach. Well, all that's left for me to do is to work on that assignment. I'll just have to take one for the team. Nobody ever said being a good friend was easy. I figure getting them to meet in a private, neutral place is a good idea. My room's about as private as you can get when it comes to this campus. Plus, it's not invading either of their spaces for anything. It's pretty late now, almost 7 p.m. As expected, Zach's nowhere to be seen. Well, maybe expected isn't the right way to put it. More like I was counting on that to happen. Fortunately, my instincts on it proved to be true. I have my word processor open on my laptop with the finished draft of my essay. Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to actually have them look it over. I'll look over at the clock impatiently. Russell should be giving me a call any minute now. I'm caught off guard by a knock on the door. I guess Chris decided to show up early. Without wasting a second, I get up to unlock it. Sup? To my surprise, it's actually Russell standing in the entryway. Russell? I thought I was going to have to let you into the building. Nah, getting him was easy. All I had to do was follow behind another freshman, and they let me in, no questions asked. That's reassuring. Good to know people are so trusting when there's a serial killer on the loose. Zach's not around? Nope, haven't seen him since this morning. Off doing his own thing again? I nod my head. What else is new? I'm sure he'll show up eventually. He fully steps into the room and closes the door behind him. So anyway, how's it going? I'm doing good. Just finished the essay not long before you showed up. Did you really invite me here just to look it over? My heart almost skips a beat. I mean... I knew it! Couldn't get enough of me yesterday, huh? Need some more Russell time? Well, I'm more than happy to entertain for the evening. Got any multiplayer video games on that thing? He points at my laptop. Movies it is then. He pulls up Zach's chair next to mine and sits down. Got anything you want to watch? We can use my subscription or something. I can even just buy it if it's not on the service. Wow, okay. One thing at a time, dude. Oops, sorry. Guess I'm just excited we're hanging out again. I'm glad to hear that. My ears perk up when I hear another knock at the door. That must be Chris. Is Zach back? Probably not. Let me get the door. Okay, here goes nothing. Hi, Ben. Hey, Chris, come on in. I carefully angle myself to, so that Chris can't see Russell sitting behind me. Don't mind if I do. Once I'm sure he can't turn back, I close the door behind him. Yeah, it's a bit of an ambush, I suppose, but something's got to be done, right? Looks like they've seen each other now. But, Russell! Chris? I didn't expect you to have company, Ben. I hope I'm not intruding on anything. Cut the naive crap, Chris. Isn't it obvious what's going on? Now Russell's staring daggers at me. Ben here set us up. I held my hands up and gestured them downward. Calm down a sec before you start jumping to conclusions. I can explain. What about the assignment? I'm listening. Better be good, though, or I'm out of here. Deep breaths, Ben. You've only got one chance at this. Okay, so... You know how Zach set you and I up at his party? Uh-huh. Well, I figured Chris deserves to hear your side of the story, too. So, I figured if that worked for me, then it might work for him. I don't know. Will it? Russell turns to look at the Aussie now. I don't understand what's happening. Ben wants to talk about the Katie thing. Really? But we shouldn't... Yeah, of course not. I'm so unpersoned on this campus that even my music playlist idea for Fresh Sem was taken from me. Who gives a rat's ass about what I think? I thought we all collaborated on the idea together. This isn't turning out well. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but I guess it's time for the nuclear option. Please, 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 can you guys do this for me? I get down on my knees and beg. Jeez, dude. You're really pulling that off, that pathetic look. Is this really necessary? Russell looks at Chris again. Looks like it means a lot to the poor guy. So why don't we at least humor him? Okay. I can step outside if you'd prefer. Do you really trust us alone in your room? Who knows what ungodly things we'll end up doing while you're gone. I don't want to fight with you, Russell. You're pretty dense sometimes, man. God, I wish I didn't quit smoking. I could really use one right now. Russell mutters something under his breath. Ben, I'd rather you stick around for this. Mainly so I don't feel tempted to do anything crazy. Alright. I walk over to my bed and sit down on it. You can take my chair, Chris. He hesitantly does what I say, but not without moving the chair a good distance from the lion first. Okay, where to begin? Russell ends up telling the same story he did to me, only this time with the additional insights from our discussion that night. So, you're saying You think Katie might have drugged you? I'm telling you I don't know for sure, but the details seem to suggest something along those lines. He nods his head in my direction. I've replayed the events of that day in my head for months, but it wasn't until I talked about it with Ben when I realized these things. I can't believe Katie would do such a thing. It's so out of character for her. I know, man. Believe me, I know. I wish you could have talked to me about this sooner. I've gone all this time believing you hated me because of the pictures I took. There's a pause before Russell responds. For a time, I very well did hate you. I never meant to hurt you, Russell. God, I hate myself for this. I wish I wasn't on the yearbook committee. If I hadn't been taking pictures, then none of this would have happened. They didn't help, that's for sure. But it's not all your fault. The fact of the matter is, I slept with her when I shouldn't have. Was I conscious of it at the time? I don't know. I can't remember jack shit. But it was still my mistake to make, not yours. I did so much damage without giving it a second thought. When Katie didn't show up for work, Dr. Morey asked for us any information we could give. So I showed him the pictures. Sorry to interject, but who is Dr. Morey? He's our boss, the guy who runs the Mentorship program. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to do Chris's voice. Oh, okay. They were just pictures of Katie and I walking up to the dorm building, weren't they? It's not like you had any saucy pics of us doing the big nasty, right? Chris shakes his head. No, of course not. I just saw you two having fun together and I wanted to capture it on film. I never expected it to turn out like this. Dr. Morey ended up handing the pictures over to the administration, who proceeded to completely lose their minds over the implication, I'm sure. Yes. I remember hearing Dr. Morey worry about there being a lawsuit. Everyone was red alert after that. Ah, yes, the old shoot first, ask questions never approach. I really appreciated not being consulted on any of this. They handled it so well. They also demanded us to be quiet about the situation. They didn't want it to turn into a big scandal, so threatened our jobs if we ever spoke up. Some of you guys believe the story hook, line sinker, though. What else could we do? Even to this day, nobody's heard from Katie since this happened. Are you serious? I mean, I knew about her deleting her social media accounts, but not even the admins have talked to her? Yeah. I raised my eyebrows at this revelation. It all looked so damning. I'm sorry for not giving you a chance to explain yourself, Russell. I'm such a rotten friend. For all the things we're taught to do as mentors, not once did I demonstrate any of it when it came to you. You needed a friend and I failed you. Chris buries his face in his hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Chris. The lion gets up from his chair. The next thing I see leaves me in awe. Russell raises Chris off the chair and pulls him into a big hug. That's all I ever wanted to hear. Chris, I forgive you for everything. Chris stands there, completely stunned for a moment after pushing away. Before he returns the embrace. You do? Yeah. Russell finishes the hug with a couple back pats and separates from his old friend. You weren't exactly put in an easy position. But I ruined your life. You really want to take credit for that, don't you? Do you even remember how I was back then? Nah, I'm the one who ruined my life. If anything, all this was the reckoning I deserved from being an absolute shitheel all the time. It's not true. You're always good to me. Guess I have a soft spot for guys like you. Russell, I don't know what to say. And don't say anything. It's enough that I know you're sorry. We can work out the details later, yeah? Russell holds out a hand to Chris. Want to be friends again, old pal? You really mean it? Of course I do. I'm a social pariah. I'll take all the friends I can get. Okay. Chris finally accepts Russell's hand, allowing the embers of friendship to burn once more. I take a deep breath and notice I can't stop smiling. Damn, Zach's really onto something with this whole communication thing. Yeah, who knew actually talking about your issues could get results? This could have happened sooner if I wasn't such a coward. Oh, please, if you're such a coward, then why are you dating a freshman? How'd you know about that? Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Oh, I don't know. How about the fact you showed up to Zach's birthday wrapped around that Shay girl's finger? Do we really come across that way? Practically transparent, yeah. You know, you're treading dangerous waters there, right? Chris seems to shrink slightly. Think about it for a sec. Look at what happened to me with what amounted to a rumor getting out of hand. I suppose I haven't actually thought about it much. I respect the hustle, but you gotta make sure the girl's worth it before you tank your mentor career. Is the sex good at least? Huh? We haven't had sex yet. You're kidding. Then why even call her your girlfriend? Relationships don't have to be all about sex, Russell. She's more than happy to go slow with me. Can't keep her waiting forever if that's what she's expecting. But I don't... Just as their discussion is getting heated, the door creaks open. Oh. I knew I heard voices in here. Zach steps into the room and puts on the best forced smile he can muster. Russell. Oh, whoops, my bad. That is, until he sees Russell in the corner. Then that forced smile quickly turns into a genuine one. Sup, dude? Completely dropping the previous topic, Russell walks over and pulls Chris into a similar embrace he gave Chris. It's good to see you. Staying out of trouble, I hope? Of course. Good evening, mate. Chris manages to recollect himself and politely waves at a new arrival. I didn't expect to see you here, Chris. To be fair, I didn't expect any of this either. But what's done is done. Huh? Zach looks over at Russell, who smirks at him. Chris and I are cool now. Really? Wow, I can't believe it. It's not that big of a deal, is it? Oh. Hello. Sorry about that. So, like, my phone's alarm kind of went off, and I was just like, what was that? Anyways, let's continue. It is to me. Man, you're really invested in Russell's friendships, aren't you? I finally chime in. Is that weird? I shrug my shoulders. Nah, you just want your friend to be happy. Funny you'll put more effort into helping other people's friendships while letting your own languish. Say, what time is it? I turned my head towards the clock. A little after 7:45. Why? Sorry, Ben. I know you wanted me to look over your essay, but I have to meet with Karina soon for the evaluation. Look over what? Oh, that's right. The essay. My laptop had set idle for so long the screen is turned off. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. You could email it to me later if you'd like. I'll think about it. In that case, I'll take my leave. Before you go, I just want to say thank you again for coming to my party. Huh? Oh, don't mention it. I had a great time. The food was wonderful. Take care, Chris. Bye, everyone. We watched as the Aussie leaves the room. Phew. Still being awkward around Chris, huh? Yeah, I noticed you're weird around him, too. What gives? It's nothing, really. Him and I being on bad terms really affected you that much? I guess you could say that. I'm glad us working things out helped put you at ease. You really have no idea how happy I am about that. Speaking of Chris, what was all that about evaluations? Russell turns to look at me. Oh, that. Chris has to do a check-in with each of the mentees or something for administration. The paperwork is due tomorrow, so he's kind of rushing it last minute. What an airhead. Sam did all of ours earlier this week. Yeah, figures. Mr. Straight Edge would be at top of that shit. How was that dick doing anyway? I don't know. I avoid him when I can. Don't do so for my sake, man. I know. Zach stares at a corner of the room. I always wondered why he had a problem with those guys. Didn't expect it to be because of Russell though. Anyway, since I'm here, why don't we hang out for the evening? That sounds cool with me. I'm down. Awesome. But first, I have to read Ben's essay. Russell walks over to my desk and sits down, reactivating my laptop in the process. What? Don't think I forgot what you invited me here for. Well, I suppose you invited me for that ambush, but damn it if I'm gonna read this essay if it's the last thing I do. Well, let me explain about it first. What's about first? Dude, if you have to explain it, then you didn't write it well enough. My poor little Kohai. Whatever I am doing, whatever am I gonna do with you? There we go. I'm a good writer, I swear. After Russell finishes critiquing my essay, the three of us watch movies online for the rest of the evening. I'm glad everything worked out between Russell and Chris. Maybe communication really is key to everything. I practically collapsed into the couch after I finished tidying up the apartment. Of course, clumsy little old me had to break that glass in the kitchen. Why am I so nervous? I've done this plenty of times before. Yet my hands can't stop shaking. Excuse me, what is that human in the background? I'm kidding. I guess the anticipation is killing me. I've never taken a football player before. I'm sure I have a stupid grin on my face right now. I sit up and scan the living room again for any lingering stains. Nah, pretty sure I took care of them all. Not like things are gonna get messy again here soon, real soon, but just take a breath. Relax, Paul. Got this one in the bag. My ears twitch when the doorbell finally rings. Be right there. I'm as calm as I'll ever be. Without wasting my new friend's time, I rush over to the door and open it. Glad I found the right place. Daytona, right? Damn, bro, you're way hotter in person. Glad to finally meet you, Lou Bear. Come on in. Don't mind if I do. I watch as the panda confidently strides into the apartment. I gently close the door behind him and flip the lock. Can never be too careful, after all. Sofa's right over there. Would you like a bottle of water? Sure thing. Being the good host I am, I walk over to the refrigerator. As I pull open the door, though, a little bit of stain makes itself apparent in the spot I couldn't see before. Whoops. Here I was thinking I was so thorough. I'll just try to keep his attention away from the kitchen for now. I pull out a bottle from the drawer and return to my visitor with a smile. Here you go. Thanks. It was a long walk to get here, dude. With a satisfying snap of the safety cap on the bottle as he opens it. I'm parched. I take a seat on the opposite side of him. So, not to be impatient or anything, but how's all this gonna go tonight? Looking to score right away, or do you want to watch a movie first? A pounding heart tells its own story. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind getting started now. Point a finger down the hall. If you want to get freshened up, bathroom's right over there. Thanks. I'll be right back. The panda practically jumps out of his seat. Careful now. I've got some valuable things down there. Righto. I watch as he slightly stumbles his way through the dark hall. Where's the light switch, man? At this point, I'm already in the kitchen. Oh, I have the layout memorized. I hardly ever turn it on anymore. Just take the second door on your. Just take the second door on your left. I should have left the door open for you. Ah, yes. This should do nicely. Alright, found it. What the fuck? Before I had a chance to process the body laying in the bathtub, I sneak up behind him and slice his throat wide open. With my other hand, I cover his mouth to muffle his labored screams. Shh. 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 It's all over. Just let it go. He puts up quite the struggle, but the damage is already done. I hold him as his life force fades, collapsing slowly to the ground as he bleeds out. That went well. What was I so nervous about? I wipe the blood off my knife with a paper towel and toss it on Lou Bear's still warm corpse. Daytona was harder. I make my way into the kitchen again and pull out one of my vials. The eyes appear before me. I feel pure jubilation as his voice praises me. Thank you, my lord. Your will shall be done. Death comes for all. Vial in tow, I return to my victim to collect his blood. This shall serve as a suitable offering to him. My lord, my savior. I catch a brief glimpse of myself in the mirror. My shirt and pants are completely soaked in blood. Oh well. I'm sure Daytona had more than one outfit. I'll switch out of this once I'm done. No. Perk my ears up. That's peculiar. Bryan! Why am I hearing a voice? It's so close, too. Almost as if it's in my head. Yes, my lord. I am aware. I close my eyes and focus intently on the unexpected intruder. You. I feel you. Whoever you are, I can feel you. Get out of my head! I told to wake from the nightmare. I hold a hand up to my head and rub my temples. Jesus Christ! That one was bad. Looks like I'm waking up today with a particularly splitting headache. After the pain subsides a bit, I find myself thinking back to what I just dreamed. For the life of me, I can't remember a damn thing about it. I know it was scary, though. God, what the fuck is wrong with me? Slip out of bed and start doing my morning stretches. It's a little bit after 7 a.m. and obviously Zach's not around. Hopefully getting the blood pumping will help get rid of this thing. Is it sad to say I'm used to how bad they are now? Ever since school started, my nightmares have been more painful than ever. Just something I have to live with, I guess. If there's nothing I can do about it, it's nothing anyone else can either. So there's no point in making it their problem. Guess I can thank Dad for that mentality. Oh well. As long as I don't let it impact my life negatively, then there's nothing to worry about, right? After my workout, I quickly run down the list of things I need before heading out to class today. We're starting the next writing cycle for the school newspaper and journalism today. I don't want to get caught off guard again. So this time I'm coming in with several ideas for what article I want to write. I've also got my portion of the project I'm working on with a couple of my classmates in drawing class. All things considered, I think I'm staying on top of my academics pretty well. I've got good friends, good grades, and a nice arrangement with Bryan going. Yeah, I can't say I have a whole lot to complain about. Just need to keep this up for 4 years, and I'm golden. It's a little after 9 p.m. as I finish the required reading for literature tomorrow. In an unusual twist, Zach's actually home at this hour, plugging away that at that same role-playing game. He's been working on that game for weeks now. How long is that thing? As for me, I consider rewarding myself for finishing my work early. Should I pull up a stream? Or how about a movie? I can't help it. My mind wanders to a certain burly panda and the possible things we could do together. Yeah, that would be a mighty fine reward if I say so myself. It's a bit strange not seeing him in journalism today. But he did tell me yesterday his coach has been calling for more practice sessions and prep for their home game this weekend. I bet he had to work on that instead. Man, jocks get a lot of privileges on campus. All they need to do is tell their professors they've got something sports related and they get a free pass unlike the rest of us. I guess they still have to put in the work elsewhere though. Bryan's always asking me for my notes whenever he has to miss a class. Anyway, I should probably get this started if I don't want to stay up too late. I consider shooting Bryan a text, but I think I'd rather surprise him this time. Hey Zach, I'm gonna hang out with one of my friends for a bit. Okay. I'll be back in a couple hours or so. Have fun. He doesn't tear his attention away from the game much. Good to see he's got his priorities straight. See you later. I'll close the door behind me and make my way towards the stairwell. Judging from past experience, Bryan's roommate shouldn't be around at this time. We're usually hooking up as a result. For some reason, my mind wanders back to last week. We didn't do it as much as we usually do, but that's because he had that threesome lined up. I'll admit, I don't know what to think about that. It kind of hurt throwing out a proposition only for it to get turned down by him. And for that reason in particular. Friends with benefits, Ben. You knew that you knew what you were getting into, so just Go with the flow. It's all fine and dandy as long as I'm getting laid, right? I make the final turn towards Bryan's room. Man, the guys on this floor are a lot louder than we are on ours. Doors open, music blasting, conversations in the hall. Didn't realize this was a party school. Finally arrive at the door I'm looking for. True to form, I hear loud music coming from the other side as well. I knock on the door. To no avail. Huh. Must have been too quiet. I knock once again, much harder. The door finally opens, but... Sup? It's not the person I expected to open it. I swallow my words as I notice Diego looks like he hastily put on his pants. Wow, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anything. Who is it, Diego? I hear Bryan's voice call out from inside the room. It's your friend, Brad. It's Ben. Oh. He turns his head back and corrects himself. Sorry, it's Ben. Ben? Bryan steps into view wearing nothing but his jockstrap. I can't stop my eyes from widening at the sight, as he's clearly still hard from whatever it is they were doing. Is this a bad time? A little, yeah. The tone he takes really pisses me off for some reason. Sorry for being worried about you since I haven't heard from you all day. Glad to see you're doing okay, though. Diego folds his arms and pouts. You could have just called. Yeah, I suppose I could have, huh? There's a distinct odor coming from the room. One I'm quite familiar with at this point. Sweat, ass, a little bit of cheap deodorant in a vain attempt to cover it up. My mistake. I shrug my shoulders and turn tail. Ben, wait! I'm not thinking clearly anymore. Not seeing clearly either. Is this what they mean by seeing red? God, why is my heart beating so hard? Can't even catch my breath. Before I even realize where I'm going, I find myself stepping outside. The cold evening air chills me through my fur, which is a blessing given how hot every part of me feels right now. I raise a hand up to my face. What the hell? Everything below my eyes is wet. I sniffed hard through my nose. Even that's a bit runny. Why am I so upset by this? It's not like I don't know Bryan was sleeping around, right? I already knew he had sex with Diego before. Many times even. It's just, I don't know. Knowing about it is one thing, but seeing it is another thing entirely. Fuck this. It was my fault for showing up unannounced. Why the hell did I even think that was a good idea? Ben? I hear a familiar voice call my name as the figure it belongs to approaches. Take a deep breath and turn to face him. Yeah, what? He seems genuinely distraught. I'm sorry you had to see that. Cock my head to the side. Are you? Why wouldn't I be? 'Cause that's not the way this is supposed to work, right? We're just friends after all. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't be that way, Ben. We still have a lot of fun together, don't we? Let out a forced laugh. Yeah, we do. And, well, you have a lot more fun than most, I guess. I start to gesture wildly with my arms. You have just so much fucking fun to give everyone all the time. Diego, that threesome couple, whoever the hell else you've been having fun with since I met you. You really are the fun guru of this school, huh? God damn it, I knew this was gonna happen. Wait, sorry, I know. God damn it, I knew this was gonna happen. Excuse me? My voice cracks a little. Yeah, I knew you were gonna be like this someday. And how is that exactly? You fell in love with me, didn't you? At this point, I'm breathing hard, trying not to explode on him. So what if I did? I knew the terms going in, so all this was expected. You weren't ready for something like this. Why'd you accept it in the first place? I don't know, man. I guess I just sort of liked you and stuff. Do I? I shrug my shoulders and stare at the ground. I've had a crush on you since the first week of class. I was just too scared to act on it. You liked me? Why? We only just met. Is that so awful? God. How could a shy gay guy ever fall in love with the hot jock with a fun personality who also happens to be gay too? I must be an idiot or something. Don't say that. Why not? I committed the cardinal sin when it comes to friends with benefits, after all. It's my fault. I knew you were inexperienced. Newsflash. I've had sex before. I've had a boyfriend before. That's not what I'm talking about. You've never had to separate feelings from sex before. I pushed you into it, so it's my fault. Yeah, but I agreed to it. And look where that's led you. I'm sorry, but we've already talked about this. I'm not a commitment type of guy. I've learned over the years that everything's temporary. Nothing lasts forever. I learned to enjoy the freedom I have now because it could all be gone in a flash someday. I sit here listening to his obviously practiced screed. Do you even believe the words coming out of your mouth, Bryan? I let out a long sigh and wipe my eyes. Maybe you're right. I wasn't ready for this. It's okay, dude. I get it. Do my best to relax. I think I'd really like to pick his brain about this whole thing, though. Wonder why he believes the way he does. Do you think we could go inside and talk about it? What? Sure, but can we do it another time? Diego's still inside waiting for me. As I stare at him in response, it feels like something inside me shattered. Ben? You know what? I I think I'm fine, actually. You are? I nod my head in earnest. Yeah, no worries. That's a relief. I pull out my phone and navigate to a particular app. I could learn a lot from you. Maybe I should start using this app the way it was intended. Huh? I get close to him and show him what I'm scrolling through. You've been on this for a while. Got any tips on how to pick up guys on it? Wait a sec. You're not trying to guilt me, are you? With a frown, I lock my phone and shove it back in my pocket. No, not really. I mean, I'm still pissed off, but I do get it. We were in a casual, non-romantic sexual fling. Can't force you to be what I had in mind. That wouldn't be fair. So I figured if you're out there having fun, why can't I do the same? I guess if that's what you're interested in now. Cool. Just a confirmation was all I needed to hear. I'm sure I can figure it out. Don't worry about helping me. Ben. I put a hand up and smile. Tell Diego I said hi. With that, I start making my way back to the door. In the end, it's true. We're just friends. There was nothing more there to read into. Can't believe I lost my head so bad about it right now. Just means I need to get into the proper mindset for it, though. If we're just friends, I need to start acting like it. None of that stupid boyfriend fantasy shit. There goes our nice weekends together after his away games. As a matter of fact, maybe it's a good idea for me to skip watching his home game this weekend. Well, if that's how it's gotta be, so be it. I return to my room and find Zach still chugging away at his game. Good to see not everyone's night was ruined. By newfound resolve, I lay in bed, casually scrolling around on the app, making notes of guys I find attractive. May take a bit, but I'm definitely gonna give this a try soon. Can't let Bryan have all the fun, can I? Alrighty. This was like a roller coaster of an episode. We have like a really wholesome moment, and then we have more, murder shit, and then with the Bryan, that episode was really intense, and remember, everybody, communication is key. That's something I really like. I really like that was kind of explored in this visual novel, because I don't really think a lot of visual novels, or just stories in general, really talk about how important communication is, and how much easier it is to resolve things that way. And I'm kind of glad that through Ben and Russell making sure they're friends again, and making Chris and Russell friends again, just really goes to show that a lot of times things fall apart because misunderstandings happen, and sometimes both parties don't want to hear each other's misunderstandings in plain view, and it makes things really difficult. And a lot of times, falling outs happen because of it. And I'm kind of glad that to see where communication has brought back something that was once lost. And I really like that. I'm really curious where the dream sequences are going, because now these are starting to get really vivid and very specific. And there's a little bit of an implication of there being almost like a deity involved and with followers. So I'm curious where that's going to go. And Ben and Bryan falling out is... You know, it's weird because, like... It's weird because, like, in a way, it's like... You understand where both Bryan and Ben are coming from in that situation. Bryan was, I feel like, is being pretty honest with the fact that, you know, he's not really committing to anybody. You know, he doesn't keep people close. Everyone's just kind of temporary. And with that kind of mindset, it really does go to show what his friendships are like and what his sexual, you know, relationships are like and all that. And, you know, and I can understand how, and Ben at least, you know, admits that, you know, due to him not being able to separate emotions from sex itself, you know, it makes things really difficult. And Ben has to, you know, accept that. But at the same time, I'd also think the way he blew up like that was kind of fucked, you know, and also the guilt trip towards the end was a little fucked, you know. It's a very messy situation, and I guess we'll find out on October 11th where it will go. So until then, everybody, I'll see you all next time. Bye.